Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today I'm going to be talking about Ensnared by A.G. Howard, and this is book 3 in the Splintered trilogy. So, there's not much I can say about this book, because spoilers, but I did enjoy it. I thought it was a good conclusion for a trilogy. As much as I dislike love triangles, I like how this love triangle was resolved, and I thought things wrapped up really nicely. Like, this was an ending I was pretty darn satisfied with. Yeah, so that's pretty much the extent I can say without spoilers. I know it's not much, but there's only so many ways I can say I really enjoyed this, I really enjoyed that, without going into slightly more detail. So without further ado, I'm going to go into a slightly more spoilery section, so if you have not finished the series yet, I highly suggest you click away now and come back after you read the book. So, I'm going to just start off with Alyssa's father. I really like how we get to learn more about his past. Because of the events in the last book, we are aware that her dad, Thomas, has some connection with Wonderland. He wandered into Wonderland as a child and became Sister Two's dream boy. Until Alyssa's mother found him when he was about 17, 18-ish, give or take. So I was actually surprised when we found out that's not his only connection with Wonderland. Apparently Thomas's family has some connection with Lewis Carroll, dating back to his time, and they are basically guardians of the portal to our world and any elsewhere. You know, they help ensure nothing goes in or gets out that isn't supposed to. And it is because of this little duty that Alyssa's father finds his way into Wonderland. And we know what happens from there. So I really enjoy that little twist there. So it feels like it's pretty much destined that Alyssa was gonna have a big role in Wonderland either way. And I also like how I did kind of start to feel sympathy for Red. Apparently Red had basically wiped away some of her memories, and Alyssa, saw them. And because of these memories, I can understand why she has done what she has done. It does not make it right, mind you. It certainly does not. But I can see her motivation more. And her heart started out in the right place. But because she forgot her memories, purposely forgot her memories, she went way off track. And thus resulting in the situation that we have now. And yeah, it is revealed that Red has been at this plot of hers far longer than we originally thought. It's apparently because of her, Alice went down the rabbit hole. She purposely lured Alice to Wonderland so that she could take her place because she wanted to bring dreams and imagination back to Wonderland. And best way to do it, a half-human, half-Netherling child. It took her a little while to get that child, but she has got it in Alyssa, and things have worked out because Morpheus plays a role in this too. He is a Netherling who has had a childhood, which is not something that really happens anymore. And because he experienced a childhood and dreams and imagination because of Alyssa, between the two of them, they could produce a child, a Netherling child who could dream and bring dreams back to Wonderland. And if they have that, they won't need the dream child anymore that Sister 2 uses. They will not need this dream child to calm these restless spirits. And another part of Red's motivation is she wants to be able to be surrounded by their lost loved ones. Her mother's time ended when she was a child, or the Netherling version of a child. A little iffy on that part. And when you are dead, as a Netherling in Wonderland, your soul goes to the two sisters. So basically, once you're gone, you're gone. It's for sure you're gone. And Red didn't understand why her mother's spirit, soul, whatever you want to call it, couldn't stay around them. Why it couldn't be in their gardens. Why she couldn't be in everything around them, Why do they have to be locked up in the graveyard or with Sister 2? And that kind of, started all this. So I could sympathize with that. As someone who has lost a parent at a young age, I totally sympathize with that. And I get how horrible she felt when her father started paying more attention to her stepsister, and I felt for her. Still don't like what she did. I think she definitely went down a bad path about going about what she wanted to do, but I can understand. And I like that. I like having an antagonist that I can sympathize with. It makes them seem more real, it makes them seem more human, and I like that a whole lot. Now, I wish I could say I was surprised about Jeb's little transformation into a Netherling. Apparently, on their way into anywhere else, Red and Morpheus's magic kinda... I don't know how to describe it. He kinda got parts of Morpheus's and Red's magic. And he can actually use magic in anywhere else. Pretty much everyone else cannot because of this iron dome around the place. So using magic is dangerous there. Jeb can do it though because he is a human with imagination. And he, helps Morpheus out, letting him use little bits of power here and there. Anyway, I wish I could say I was surprised about the whole twist with Jeb, but the cover... I can't really see it because of the glare. The cover kind of gave it away. The jewels around the eyes, the patch, just pretty much everything about this gave it away to me. And that really disappointed me. Because I saw it coming, I felt I couldn't enjoy it as much, as I felt it could have been so much more enjoyable if they had tweaked the cover a bit so that wasn't quite as obvious what happened. Just my little nitpick there. Just if a cover or a synopsis gives out too much information like that, it drives me crazy. I think it's a poor choice on whoever decides that stuff. Yeah, that's just my little nitpick-ish thing there. So yeah, Morpheus and Jeb are on better terms now. So good on that. I like that. And there's a fair share of drama between Jeb and Alyssa, which kind of drives me crazy. I was banging my head against a metaphoric wall through most of it. I could understand some of it just because of stuff that's happened and lack of communication and secrets and all that. So I could get some of it, but it drove me crazy. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I just don't have the patience for that kind of angst for too long, but it was kind of cringeworthy, even if I could understand bits and parts of it. When Red took over Alyssa's body again, I was worried. I was glad that she was kind of saved there, because of something Red did in book 1, Alyssa's heart has been kind of slowly breaking. Her two sides have been at war, her Netherling heart and her human heart. And Red originally thought the Netherling side would overpower the human side and things would be good. She underestimated Alyssa's humanity. Alyssa wanted both of her lives. She is human, but she's also a Netherling. She wants to live her human life with Jeb. And if she goes into Wonderland, once she's aged, she will revert back to the age she was when she first stepped in. So she will go back to being 16. So she can live both lives out. And she wants that. She doesn't want to have to shun one part of her identity. For which I say, good on her. You are who you are, and you shouldn't have to hide one part of yourself. And just do everything. Either people are telling her to shun her Netherling side and fully embrace her human half, or vice versa. No one is trying to help her find this middle ground. And it's literally tearing her apart. But once Red, repossesses her, that kind of fixes that. Alyssa is once again a puppet, and for a while I was worried that things were going to end poorly. But Alyssa is one strong girl and manages to take back control of herself. The new bond between Jeb and Morpheus just makes me so happy. How they managed to plan things out and trick not only Red, but they tricked Alyssa too, and everyone around them, and just perfection. I love how they are starting to get along. And yeah, for a while, once Alyssa ejected Red, I was concerned that she was gonna die. Thankfully, things got solved, and it made me so happy. Between Jeb and Morpheus, they managed to mend Alyssa's heart. It's not a permanent solution, not really. She needs to spend time both in Wonderland and the human world in order for her heart to really mend. The magical fix they have are basically just like stitches. They're good for now until the wound heals, but it needs time to heal. And to do that, she needs to accept both her halves, which everyone is thankfully, finally going to help her out with. Like, oh my god. So basically, she's going to be spending her days in the human world and her nights with Morpheus in Wonderland. And Morpheus is finally going to accept, okay, I'll let you be with the human, but I'm sure as hell still going to try and woo ya here. And I was also worried that, based on how things were going, Jeb was going to become, like, the actual dream boy for Sister 2. And I thought that was, and if that went that way, I thought that'd be a cheap cop-out for a love triangle. I hate when love triangles are solved by killing off one of the guys. It's just, I think it's a really bad cop-out. It really makes me mad when that happens. So I like how it looked like it was going that way for a moment, but I like how it wasn't. Instead, Jeb kind of gives up his muse to Sister 2, and that's used as kind of the dream boy for now. So I liked that. I liked that. It was creative, and Jeb went back to being fully human again, so I liked how that was wrapped up. In the very end, I will admit, I got teary a bit. Alyssa lived out her life as a human, having kids and grandkids, having a job, being married to Jeb, visiting her parents in London. It was just awesome and really well done. And then once Jeb passed away and she was an old woman, she went back to Wonderland, where she fully accepted her role as Red Queen, and her and Morpheus get married. So yeah, beyond satisfying ending in my book. Just all in all, I thought this was a really enjoyable series. It is definitely a series that I'm going to highly recommend. And I'm very likely going to be going out to buy copies of these books for myself to have in my own library. For all three books, I just got them from the library because library books are awesome. And I believe there's a bind-up of short stories or something out there. I'm not completely sure what it is, I just know there's something else going on for this world. And I don't really usually read short stories or novellas that take place in series, but this I might very well check out, because I'm not quite willing to leave this little universe just yet. So those are my thoughts and opinions, and that will be it for this book view. So keep on reading, my fellow book addicts. Keep on reading.